Hello, welcome to Dirty Discussions with Doc. Here we are. This is episode 5. Um, the topic of this, the name of the episode is called Stigma, Sex Work, and Consent. Tonight we're having a conversation with a male, very popular, very well-known male sex worker. He is no longer a sex worker. Actually, he was a sex worker a very long time ago and moved on way past that. And unfortunately, due to circumstances beyond his control, his story was told without his consent. And his story was made public. So now is that he's coming out as a sex worker. He's not even a sex worker anymore, right? So I'm here with Mr. Clayton. Howard, how?
Yeah, that's it. You just say Clayton.
Just Mr. Clayton.
Hey, how you doing, Izzy? Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Thank you for coming. So Mr. Clayton is our first male guest on Dirty Discussions with Doc. And I know that this show is about women empowerment. It's about sexuality. It's catered to women, but we need to hear a male's perspective as well, right? Because male's perspective matters. And this is not a man-hating show, okay? We need men.
Yes.
We need men. I love men. Love them down.
And men need women.
Right? We need each other. So this is not a male bashing show. We cherish them. We embrace them. And so I don't want people to think that my show is in any kind of way a male bashing show. On the contrary, the objective of my show is for us to be able to have better communication and healthier relationships
Between men and women,
so that both parties feel like they can give their talk about their fantasies and talk about their wants and needs, and that everyone can get their needs met, right? So jump into Spill the Kink. And during this segment, we talk about different articles and kinky current events. So things that are happening in the news that are related to sex. Hence, why you're here.
Oh, okay.
Right? So for those of you who don't know, Mr. Clay was actually involved in the Diddy trial, right? He did not attend the Diddy trial.
No, I didn't.
But he was called to attend the Diddy trial. And he'll tell you why he didn't. But he was involved. His name was mentioned, right?
Dozens of times.
Dozens of times?
Yeah.
Okay. His name has been mentioned into the allegations, I guess.
Yeah, part of the trial record. Cassie testified to me. The prosecution testified to me with Christina Quorum, etc.
So what was your role in this whole story? So we're talking about kinky current events. And the reason why we're bringing this up is because this Diddy trial was huge.
Yeah.
Right? And just as a disclaimer, I love Diddy. I grew up on Bad Boy music. Bad Boy music was my first kind of introduction into hip hop. When Bad Boy first started popping, Lil' Kim, Mary J, right, Biggie Smalls. When they first started popping, that's when I first started listening to music.
I think that's when
on
we
my
all
own.
did. Yeah, we all
right,
did.
from my age group.
Yeah, definitely.
Right? And I'm from Brooklyn. So, we love Diddy. We love Big Papa. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was just Brooklyn. Like,
exactly.
So I feel like Diddy has played a major role in our culture. So I love Diddy. And Diddy, when you come home, you could just invite me to a party. I'll come. Consensually, okay?
I think you're going to be cool on the parties.
Consensually, I'll come to those parties, right? I'll give you my opinion on the Diddy trial a little later, but it's a big deal because there were a lot of different factors to this Diddy trial, right?
Yes, there was.
But they made it mostly about sex, and that's not what he was on trial for.
Yeah.
So that's why he was acquitted, right? Because granted, I do think that Diddy should have gotten in trouble for being, a domestic violence, right? I think he should have got charged with domestic violence, especially after we saw the video of him beating Cassie and hearing different stories of him putting his hands on her. That's wrong. We do not condone that.
I don't think anybody does.
Okay. Some do.
Nobody condones women being beat. I don't think anybody condones
Except the people who beat the women.
that. Even the people who beat women don't condone it. They condone themselves beating women, but they don't condone other people.
You know, that's interesting, right? Because if you beat one of their women in their family, they'll have a heart attack,
Of course,
right?
but then they go home and they beat their own women's. That's like the cycle.
Isn't that crazy? So tell us a little bit about the story in terms of how it relates to kink. Like, do you think that the sex part of the trial was relative to, like, should he have been prosecuted for hiring you as a sex worker?
Well, yeah, he should have been prosecuted for hiring me as a sex worker because it was illegal. I know that now, being older and being a lot more mature and knowledgeable, that at the time what I was doing was completely illegal. You cannot be paid to have sex with someone for money and travel across state lines. That's a violation of federal statute. Any way you look at it, you cannot consent to a crime. So I know it was wrong, and considering that it was basically uncovered when Cassie filed that lawsuit, he should have been prosecuted. But I don't think she should have been a victim. Absolutely not, because she was involved in those freak offs. She loved them.
So you do not see Cassie as a victim.
Absolutely, I can't see her as a victim. I'm the
You
man
don't
who's,
see her as a sexual victim.
I don't see her as a sexual victim. Let me be clear, because people like to play word semantics.
Correct.
She is completely a victim of domestic violence, and I'm a domestic violence advocate. I'm a victim of domestic violence myself. It may not be physical domestic violence, but it's litigation abuse. It's vexatious litigation. It's the tactics that someone uses when they can't physically abuse you. They use a more intelligent route to
Oh my
pursue
God,
you.
I know, because my
Yeah.
baby daddy loves to take me to court at least
Yeah.
once a month. That's the only time he sees me.
Because that's a way they can see you when you have orders of protection against them. Because
That's
the only way
he can
that's
see
the only
me.
way to get around an order of protection where you have a no contact condition against someone is to call them into court and have them before a judge. Because when they come to court, now you get to see them and mess
You
with them.
get to see them, yeah.
And I am a victim of this, so I know domestic violence, and I personally witnessed Cassie's abuse. She never did anything to substantiate Diddy putting his hands on him. I can't condone his conduct, whether or not she sassed him, whether or not she was disrespectful, because nothing kind of validates him putting his hands on her, considering she's 3 times smaller than him, you know. But he was not on trial for
Domestic violence.
domestic violence. He was supposed to
What
be
was
on.
the actual allegations to that?
Well, the actual allegations of his trial?
Yeah.
That he paid male sex workers to sleep with his women by force. That was the allegation, and he
Because
transported.
she accused him of forcing her
Yes.
to sleep with people like you, such
Yes,
as yourself,
exactly.
that provide that service.
And that was the allegation that got the criminal charge. Allegedly, he was beating her, making her sleep with these men that were male providers. And the truth is, that's not the case. She was picking men based off the size of their penis and the way their body looks. I know this because this is why she picked me. She picked me.
Why she picked you? Tell us. We want to hear the juicy part.
All right, this is 15 years ago. I had did a state bid a couple of years, so you know that whole jail glow. You come home, your skin is great.
You still got the muscles?
I still got the muscles. I'm a
Ooh,
little
he got
more
the
like lean down and from. Thank you. I could have used a massage too, but I'm a little more slim down from all the running. But I was bigger than. I was probably like maybe 15 pounds bigger than. So she saw the pictures. She liked my physique. She liked the way I was athletically cut up. She also saw some X-rated pictures of other things. She liked that, and based off those pictures, she chose me. She called me, "Hey, are you available for a massage?"
Hold up, wait. So you sent her videos of you putting in that work?
No, I worked for a woman who had an independent escort. Like, my story is crazy. I wasn't like the rest of these guys who were sex workers. I was an ex-con who was sleeping with a woman who had an unregistered escort agency. She thought I was great in bed. She thought I had a great body. She's like, "Yo, listen, you white women love big black guys that's good in
Some
bed."
BBCs?
Yeah, exactly. BBC. She says, "I can make you money, Clay. You need a job. You just came home. You want to start selling drugs?"
I love me some BBCs too.
And I didn't wanna
Just for the
sell-
record, don't even talk to me if you don't have one.
Well, you know, BBCs have been in since probably like ancient Babylon. Everybody likes a BBC except, you know, heterosexual men. I don't personally prefer a BBC. I like to have one, but I don't want to see one.
I'm glad that you don't. I'm glad that you don't, friend.
But this is what she likes. So she picked me based off that criteria. She liked the size of my penis. She liked my body. That was enough for Cassie to call me in.
So, from your opinion, being the person that serviced her, she is not a victim of a sex crime.
Absolutely not. She was completely complicit in every encounter. I never saw her in an encounter where she seemed like she didn't want to be involved.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, this is him speaking from his opinion, from his experience. He can only speak for his encounters with her and what his opinion is based on what he saw.
And she's right about that. I can only speak what I saw from my experience, and I have a lot of experience with her. 8 years. I think in 8 years, somebody would have, once at least, I would have seen something that kind of
I'm surprised
substantiated.
you didn't bring your book. All right.
I should have.
You should have. So, with all of this being said, right, I want to bring it into how did being outed change the way people look at you?
Oh God, it changed everything because no one knew about it. I was comfortably past it. It was
So none of your friends knew. Did your girlfriend know? Did your family know?
no, my family definitely didn't know. My former girlfriend, when I was dating Cassie, she knew, but she probably never believed me. And the psycho ex who's been stalking me for years, she definitely didn't know it because it was a decade before her. No one knew. It's a couple of my friends knew.
So you don't tell like your new girlfriends like this is what I used to do or I
No.
used to bang Cassie.
Why would I do that?
Don't tell me that because if so a guy tells me he banged Cassie, I might feel a little insecure like that. He had Cassie.
Well, some people might feel that way, but it's not something.
She's like so perfect. She's like rich.
She's a very beautiful woman and she's rich. But it's not something that people are going to believe that a rich woman paid you for sex for almost a decade. Nobody's going to believe that.
How many years exactly?
8 years.
8
From
years.
2009 to 2017 exactly.
And what did Cassie call you? Because I love when he says that.
Sugar dick. Sugar D.
I'm sitting here with sugar dick ladies.
Sugar D. That's what she used to call me. For at least 5 years, that's what I got called by her every time I saw her.
SD. I'm changing your name in my contacts to
Don't
SD.
change that. Don't do that to me, please. Leave me as Clayton. But I effectively retired.
So you're retired
Yeah.
from sex work.
Yeah.
All right. So ladies, I'm sorry. Now he's fucking for free.
I don't even fuck for free. I fuck out of commitment and responsibility.
Ooh.
Because you have to definitely you have to watch the people
Those are big words.
you give your sexual energy to. You can't
Absolutely.
you can't just give it to anyone because if you give it to the wrong people, it can backfire on you. And I'm living it right now.
Absolutely, because I love talking about sex,
Yeah.
and I actually want women to feel more confident in their sexual experiences,
And they should
And
be.
I want them because I feel like being confident in the bedroom makes you confident in the boardroom too, right? So I promote sexuality, but I'm not a hoe. You know what I'm saying? Like I promote sexuality, but I also need to have a connection with the person that I'm sleeping with. I'm not fucking just to fuck. Right?
Well, that's the key. Like you have to have a connection with people you're sleeping with. That's what makes it good.
That's what makes it good. So you were getting paid to have sex. Was it good? Like, what did you have a connection with her?
I can say I did have a connection with her, and that's being honest. It didn't happen at first. Of course, I met her. She was exceptionally beautiful. Meeting her as a guy walking in, I think I should backtrack because my clients before Cassie were probably like 50-year-old white women, all of them. So I was, and I didn't sleep with a lot of them. I probably had before Cassie, and I want to be fair and honest, maybe 5 women. Comfortably 5 women because I was supposed to do massages, but the thing about sex work is they call you in for something else and then they proposition you while you're there.
Oh, because women want to be classy and demure.
Yes.
They don't want to say they're paying you to fuck.
They never did. And all of my clients, and this is the truth, all of their husbands would call me because I only saw couples. So I would be contacted by this older affluent couple that their wife always wanted to sleep with a black guy, and they would hire me to do this. And they would want me to give her a massage, but they would proposition me in the massage to say, hey, listen, she has a fantasy about this. We were looking for a guy. If this works out, maybe we could do it regular. They were reasonably attractive older white women. I was in my 30s at the time, and my sex drive was high. So I had recently been released from prison. It was really nothing.
You was backed up.
I was backed up.
Yo, ladies love that out of jail dick. I'm not gonna lie, I've enjoyed it from time back in my day. I used to love me a nigga fresh coming home.
I'm gonna be honest. I used to go in too.
They
I
got
did.
the stamina,
I had
the
the stamina.
muscles.
Hours.
They got discipline. They come home on a routine. They
I
still
did.
waking up early.
I did.
And cleaning and doing stuff. You know.
Well, I still do that.
There's some benefits of catching a nigga when he just got home.
I still do that. I was able to adopt it into my regular life. But you're 100%
But just so
right.
y'all know, I'm not looking for a nigga just coming home. I'm saying that's what I used to like back in my day.
You can't be. Don't shy yourself away from it though, because everybody needs a chance.
But I do think that some guys, everybody deserves a chance, and some guys that are coming home do come home with really good intentions and have learned their lessons and come home determined to do something.
Like me.
Right.
Because I didn't. Even though I got involved in sex work, I never came home with the intention to be involved in any criminal activity. It just happened. I had sex with one woman. She thought I was amazing. She decided to kind of pimp me. That's exactly what she did.
You got pimped.
I got pimped by a woman.
Do you feel pimped?
I'll be honest. I didn't feel pimped by her for like the first year or so. Until I think I was with Cassie one time.
Was she still getting paid for the whole 8 years?
I paid. No. No. She only got paid 2 years. And then I quit. And what happened was maybe 3 or 4 months went by and Cassie called me. And she called me for the freak off with Daniel Phillip. And she says, listen, I've been out of the country, but I want to see you. We want one guy, so you got to come through. And if you win, you'll be the guy. Her and Diddy had an impeccable timing with me. They always caught me when I was broke. It's like they had a spy watching my damn life, and they knew I needed money. I swear to you, Izzy, I swear to you, for 8 years, every time they called me, I'd be dead broke. And they'd say, hey, listen, she would promise me like 30 grand to go to Miami. What, I don't like to say hood, what urban black man is not going to go to Miami when somebody's paying it for him?
So this is what I'm saying, right? And I want to bring it back to the topic, but if a guy hits me up, right? And I like him. Heavy on the I like him part. I like something about him. And he's invited me to fly me out, right? And spoil me for a weekend and fuck me and feed me and take me out of my environment and shit like that. I'm not going to sue them because I'm going to feel like I like this. Guys, the perfect date for me is if you fly me out somewhere, you could get to know me on the beach somewhere else. I promise I will not sue you for trafficking. But me, myself, and this is my opinion, right? If a guy hits me up and be like, yo, Izzy, I'm going to fly you out, wear something sexy, and come see me, I'm like, ooh, Teddy, I'm on my way. So did you really feel like that was wrong at the time? Were you not excited? I'm going to get flown out by Diddy and Cassie.
And that's the thing about it. You don't feel like it's wrong at the time because you don't see anything wrong with it. This is Diddy and Cassie. You don't know the sheer mass and complexity of the situation. And that's what happened with this criminal trial. I didn't know she was sleeping with 36 men. I legitimately believe she was sleeping with me because Diddy didn't have the largest member. I knew that I was having great sex with her. I knew that was undeniable. I was there. I was watching her come every time I had, sex with her. So I knew that the fact that she could legitimately enjoy the sex.
She's so pretty. I would love to see Cassie's faces when she's
beautiful.
Coming,
she's a beautiful woman. And I don't try to disrespect her by talking about this. It's just the truth of the situation. This is what happened. She's a beautiful woman. She's mad cool in person. Mad cool. She's a great person to be around. No disrespect for her. Never, for the most part, I never really had any negative encounters with her. When she got drunk a few times, got stupid. But for the most part, she was a very good woman to be around. No bad memories except for those few situations.
All right, so let's bring it back to the question, right? How do you feel that, how has your life changed since you've been outed? What was your first reaction when you heard your name being mentioned?
I was not happy. And I immediately called my lawyer, I thought they were going to, hold my name until they called me. It's the U.S. Attorney's Office. My attorney, he has no control over the U.S. Attorney's Office. It was nothing he could do. So immediately the phone call started calling because I have a unique name. And the people who know me says, wait a minute. There's no way that this is the same person from New York. They all knew it was me. So the first person to call me about my name being outed was my grandmother, who's about 80 years old. She watches the news and she says, boy, why am I hearing your name on the news in this Diddy trial? So I lied to her. I said, Grandma, I don't know. You know how these people are. It must be another Clayton Howard. She says, man, boy, they didn't say
you tried it.
I tried. She said, they must be them, boy, I don't know. Because she said, it sounded like you. I don't know why I think it's you. I said, all right, Grandma, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Fine. My uncle calls me. He says, yo, you know you're on the news, right? They're talking about you in this Diddy trial. They're trying to subpoena your book. I said, yeah, I know, Unc. My grandmother called me back maybe 30 minutes later. She said, boy, you lying. This is you. You lying. I know you lying.
Granny
Yeah.
knows.
So she basically confronted me with it, and I had to somewhat deal with it. And I dealt with it for the most part. It was, in the beginning, it wasn't as...
Yours. Check it. Go ahead, boy.
In the beginning, it wasn't bad because a lot of people, I guess, from the subpoena didn't know. It got worse after I sued her. That's when it got worse.
Okay. So, what do you think is like the double standards, right? When women claim sex worker as empowerment, men often get labeled as predators or they get left out.
I definitely think it's a double standard. One, if you're a male and you're ever implicated in sex work, you have to be a homosexual. You have to be. This Diddy trial, everybody,
Diddy.
no Diddy, no Diddy. Everybody just assumed the entire trial he was having these sexual encounters with male escorts. Cassie got on the stand. She testified that he never had a sexual encounter with a man. There was no sexual encounters between Diddy and any of the male escorts. That means it was just Cassie or Jane and the men. So people still now associate homosexualities with these freak-offs when none of it ever happened. So I think the fact that he came out in the what do they call it, spillover media, I think that is the biggest harm, because people, even to this day, they still send me comments like, oh yeah, okay, like, how is your anus from Diddy being in you? Diddy never had sex with me, dude. What are you talking about?
That's a disrespectful
It's very
ass
disrespectful.
question,
Very
right?
very disrespectful. Very. But you can't get mad because it's social media. It's a bunch of nobody people just looking for some attention by trying to insult you. And I've had to learn this.
So how do you handle that when someone is trying to insult you?
At first, I used to respond to him. I was quick to respond to him, call them idiots, curse them out. Now I just block them. You know, I don't even feed into it anymore. I realize it's just part of the notoriety of being labeled in the situation, and I ignore them.
Okay, so are you personally affected by people judging you? Like, how do you feel about that?
I feel like it sucks, but it's a mistake I made, so it's kind of something I just have to deal with. It's not something I can get around. Okay, I can pretend as though I'm angry that people are exposing it, but I can't get around the fact that I actually did it. So I could be angry, but angry is not going to fix the problem. The best thing for me to do is just deal with it, calmly explain it, and if anyone says something stupid, ignore them.
So you currently have a lawsuit against Cassie, right?
Yes, I
And I
do.
don't want to talk about the details because we can't.
Yeah.
But is your lawsuit about her hiring you as a sex worker? Like, and you know, we cool, right? So I'm gonna ask you a question. I don't want it to take it the wrong way,
Never.
respectfully, right? You might, you might take it the wrong way, right? But I mean, I like girls, so if Cassie called me to play, I would play with Cassie for free.
You would.
Absolutely, 2 times, 3 times, all night, all week. But so like, you know, I want to understand. So I had the privilege of interviewing you for another podcast. That's how I met Clay, right?
Yes, you did.
And at first I had this opinion because I saw the video of Cassie being beat and stuff. And, you know, the media paints a picture of what they want you to think, right? So they plan things out so strategically to make you think what they want you to think, right? So when I first met you, I thought, I was under the impression like, oh, he was forcing her to have these sexual encounters and she's a victim, right? And then when I talk to you and you're like, oh no, she was with the shits. Like, she liked it. Like, she used to call me. She wanted me to keep, you know,
Yeah.
she called me sugar dick and all this other stuff. And I fucked her for 8 years. And, you know, so that makes it less of a sexual victim, right? Because now she's like part of putting it all together. She's calling, like, as you said, she was calling the shots.
Yeah.
She was expressing her wants and needs and fantasies.
Yes.
Right? So, I mean, wasn't it even a little bit exciting?
When it was going on, it was very exciting. It was a
That would
surreal
be exciting
experience.
to me,
It was.
I'm not gonna lie.
It was. I'm not gonna lie either. It was a surreal experience to know that. It used to be exciting when I saw her number in the phone. I'll be honest, because I already knew what time it
so
was.
you got that number.
Yeah,
Well,
so
all right, all right. Was it exciting because you were getting paid and you knew it was some money coming, or was it exciting because like, oh, Cassie, I can't wait to get in those buns?
no, truthfully, because I was getting paid. Like, I'll be honest with you, the first year or two, maybe it was about the sex, because, you know, it's fresh. We're new with each other. It's exciting.
New pussy. New
It's
pussy's always exciting,
but
right?
honestly, after, and this is the truth, maybe after about the time I met Daniel Phillip, I was kind of tired of the pussy already, because I had been sleeping with her with a condom. So, you know, even with a condom, you get tired of the pussy even quicker, because you don't really feel the sensation of being in the vagina, so it becomes
That's a whole nother
normalized
topic
quicker.
of conversation. Do
It is.
men really get tired of the same pussy?
We do. It doesn't
And
matter who
just
the
as
women
do
are.
women get tired of the same penis?
They could if it's whack, but, you know, if it's not whack, they don't, because I think it's a different sensation. When a man is large, you're always going to feel that largeness no matter what you want to do. You're always going to feel that same soreness. I don't think he's ever really going to get bad unless he just comes too quick. You know what I'm saying? Is he can still go if his stamina can still
So
match.
does good pussy stop being good?
I think for men, we get used to the texture after a while of constantly being in it. Because that's what happened for me with Cassie. Like, after a while of just sleeping with her, it was just, I never used to come. And it's like the worst blue ball experience you can have in your life. To have this beautiful woman in front of you and to be doing what you want to do to her, basically. And you cannot come because she's coming faster than you. And every time she comes, you have to reset, because this is the situation. It's not like, hypothetically, if you were involved and you squirted and I'm like, hold on, let me get mine real quick. Of course, you're going to let me go back in and get mine. Diddy didn't do that. Diddy used to tell me to wait, reset, and start the process again. So
Because he wanted to continue the show.
Exactly.
His visual.
He wanted to continue
So
control.
basically for him, it was live porn.
It was live porn, exactly. Because he didn't
I mean,
really.
I love me some live. I'm a voyeur.
It was live porn.
I love me some
And
live
you two would have
porn.
got along because he was a voyeur.
High five to Diddy for voyeur.
I learned a lot about, and this is it's sad to say, but I learned a lot about the voyeurism and sexual encounters.
Correct.
And swinging from Diddy,
swinging.
from Diddy and Cassie, because I saw how they interacted with each other.
In my opinion, I feel Diddy was a swinger.
He was.
And he paid people to come for his discretion, because a person like Diddy can't walk into a swingers party the way we can.
And you are right.
Right?
Cassie literally said this to me. She told me they were swingers.
I feel like
Yeah.
they were just swingers. I don't feel like she was forced to do anything. Now, in the swingers lifestyle, right, women that I know personally, a lot of them will do things to please their man.
Exactly.
They'll participate in the lifestyle willingly, though.
Yeah, for their man.
Right? Just because they want to impress their man, or they want to keep their man, or they want to keep their man happy. Just as you said, men need different pussies or whatever. So some women be like, oh, I'm okay with him sleeping
And I
with
wanna
other
interrupt
women
you
so
for a
he don't
second.
cheat on me.
One-
Let me just do this so he won't cheat on me, or so he won't leave me, you know.
And I want to refer to the trial testimony of Cassie. She was asked why she did it, and
That's what she said.
because if I didn't do it, he would have done it with someone else.
Yeah, and she said that was the only way she was able to spend time with him.
Yeah.
So was she really his girlfriend, or was she just his freak friend? Because in the lifestyle,
Yeah.
right, I know couples that are only together to go to parties.
Yeah.
Right? Like they don't really live a real life together, but they go to all the parties together. They play partners. We call them play partners. Right?
But Diddy's old school. He's like old school's 90s street dude. And you know how guys with money in the streets in Harlem and Brooklyn.
They own their women.
You know how they get girls, baby, you my girl. We got 15 girlfriends. We calling our girls. We got money. We could give you money, you money, you money. I lived a totally different life than the life I live now. I had 5-6 girlfriends I was giving money weekly. Yo, baby, here's your allowance. And I'm sleeping with all of them. Diddy's a billionaire. Of course, Cassie's a beautiful model. She's arm candy for him. So, yeah, publicly, she's his girlfriend. He takes her to the Met Gala. He's all around with her. He has her on allowance. He's spending $30, $50, or $500,000 on her in Paris. But he's bringing her on these freak-offs, and he's making her smut out with guys because this is his thing.
Do you think he cared about her, or he just wanted to smut her out?
I do believe that he cared about her. I remember when she overdosed. And this was the first time I can legitimately say I saw real affection for Cassie from Diddy. She overdosed. She passed out. I'm in the room with Diddy all night while Cassie is passed out on the bed. He talked to me about his business. He talked to me and said he cared about Cassie. He cared about her a lot. And I asked him straight up, I said, why do you guys do this? His answer was, they swingers. They into the lifestyle. She enjoys it. Like he's older. He likes to watch. And he really intelligently explained to me why they do these encounters. They're swingers. He's into voyeurism. Totally respected. This was the first night I can honestly say I didn't think he was a total piece of shit. I saw him as
I think Diddy's a little of a cuck, right?
He's a cuck. He's
definitely a
completely
cuck. So to my people who don't know what a cuck is, right? It's cuck is short for cuckold.
Yes.
Right? And a cuckold is a man who likes to see his woman be pleasured by other men, right? They actually want to watch their wife get fucked. Okay? They want you to tear their wife's insides up. Okay?
I just had a flashback too. Yeah, you're right.
And they get pleasure from watching this. They enjoy it. When a lot of men don't want to share their women, cuckold men love to share their women, and they love to see, they love to watch, and that's what Diddy was, to me, in my opinion, based on my experiences in the lifestyle. Cassie, he reminds me of guys I know like that.
He is, and Cassie even testified that she didn't have any control over the pay. At least she said Diddy paid people based on their performance. Now I believe her.
So you think you gave A1 performance?
I know I did. Why do you think he was paying me $5,000 every time? Like Daniel Phillip tells you, and this is not to diminish him in any event, he tells you sometimes
he had ED.
He wasn't even being paid. I was paid all the time. I was never not paid.
He suffered from ED. He said he would get.
He said he suffered from ED. He would
get nervous.
Even during that orgy, and with respect to him, I tried to not talk about this. The truth is, he was working just fine in the beginning. But then he started to conk out. That's ED, dude. He was in the corner, and I remember this clearly. He was in the corner of the room with his phone looking at porn while Cassie's naked on the couch, jerking off, trying to catch an erection. And I'm waiting because I had already went. I made her come. This was the arrangement for this freak-off competition. I went, he went. And each one of us had to keep going until one of us couldn't go no more. So if I went and she came...
So a fucking marathon?
It was a sexathon. That's what Cassie called it. That's what Cassie called it, word for word. It was a sexathon. I went, he went, I went, he went, until one of us couldn't catch an erection.
And she didn't take a break?
Well, she would take a break
she
to
just
go in the room
kept taking
sometime,
it.
take dick, you know what I'm saying? She would go in the room for a couple minutes. And this is when me and him got cool when they went in the room because he wanted to fight me. He was mad as hell when I got there. Especially when I started busting her down because he realized he had a problem. He had competition. I was tearing her apart.
Because I'm like Pringles. Once I pop, I can't stop. I'll keep coming and coming and coming.
And Cassie's like that too. She's like
a
Pringles.
After a certain minute, I'm like, all right, don't touch me. I need a minute. Like, I get overly sensitive.
No, she had that. She was like, a few times she came, she was like, I need a second. So she would go in the room with Diddy.
My uterus needs a break. You know what I'm saying?
She'd go in the room with Diddy. They'd do whatever. And while they were doing that...
she would take a break from you to go to the room and do something else with Diddy?
Yeah, they would go in the room, talk, do whatever.
Jesus, I need her stamina.
No, I don't think they was in the room having sex. I think they would go in the room, talk. Like a couple would talk that was into the lifestyle. Like, oh, that was great. Doing whatever they doing in the room. Not having sex, but...
The conversation behind it.
The conversation.
Because sometimes, and we can talk about this another time, but sometimes some couples, it's about being able to talk about the experience afterwards. Like, yo, that was crazy.
And they did talk about it.
Yo, he was putting it on me. And the conversation itself is sexy.
They did. Yeah, and they did talk about it. And this is something that I told the U.S. Attorney's Office. I said, listen, they used to talk about the sexual encounters during break. He would compliment me on how I was picking her up. And me and Cassie used to play this game called Leave It In. The object of the game was for me to keep my penis in her.
Leave it in.
Until it fell out. And if it fell out, I would be dock pay. So
what?
So there would be hours.
So you had to keep it hard.
I didn't have a problem with that. Why do you think she paid me for 8 years? I didn't have an erection problem. I was hard all the time. She's a beautiful woman. It's not really hard to look at her and keep an erection. It was easy.
I'm just saying, it's hard to listen to this man talk about this erection and not being able to get soft without getting a little excited.
It is. Some people are blessed. I was blessed. I'm a little older, but I don't have that problem.
Ladies, y'all hear that stuff? Y'all hear that?
Maybe that's why my ex-girlfriend's stalking me now because I was good.
They say that good dick make them crazy.
And that could probably be it.
Good D makes them crazy. I don't get crazy, y'all. I've had plenty of good D in my life.
See, women who have had good D throughout their life, they don't get crazy when they lose good D. They know they
Nah,
can.
I bet it hurts.
It hurts.
It hurts.
Just
Don't
like
be
it hurts
it
for a man when we lose good
right?
vagina. We don't like that.
I cry to my girlfriends.
Men don't like when we lose good vagina.
But I'm not going to go out and do nothing crazy. I ain't going to let you know I'm crazy. I'm going to call my girls and be like, oh, my God, I missed that D. I ain't going to tell you that, though.
That's
right?
a woman. A lot of women ain't women.
So back to that. So how has this coming out impacted your businesses, your family life, your friends, your girlfriends, like dating? How?
Well, I'll be honest with you.
I think women are still throwing it at you now.
I'll be honest.
You was getting paid for that D, right?
I got a lot of women in my DM, believe it or not. Yeah.
Listen, he be talking about how he keep this erection and he fuck for hours. I bet you do got women in your DM.
But I haven't.
I was in his DM. I was in his DM to get him here.
She was at DM to get me here. It wasn't nothing like that.
It
wasn't nothing like that. We are friends. 100%
We are friends.
And because she's my friend, because you are my friend is the reason I came here, because I was going to cancel, but we're friends.
That's right, friend. I appreciate you not canceling on me and still coming through. Shout out to Staten Island, because you're from Staten Island. Yes. I'm from Staten Island. And we got to show Staten Island people love.
Even though they don't show each other love, I show Staten Island people love.
But we're gonna change the narrative and show our people love, right?
I could go on Vlad. I could go on Art of the Dialogue. I could go on the Conversations.
You've been a really big podcast, and I'm very proud and grateful and humbled that you came on my little podcast. I'm only on episode 6. Well, no, this is episode. Yeah, this is episode 5. This is episode 5. So thank you.
No problem.
My humble thanks. So tell me how the judgment bleeds into your real life, like, because this was Diddy, Cassie, sensationalism, the news, all the podcasts, all this stuff, but that's about them. Mm-hmm. How has it affected you?
It might not have been as bad if I wasn't involved in another situation. But because I'm involved in another situation, the person I'm involved in with that situation is using this situation to come after me. So that makes it worse, because when I go before people, what they say is, oh, you were a sex worker because of this.
Do you feel people have lost respect for you because they know you were a sex worker?
They may have, but the great part about going through some real shit is I don't care. Like, you can go lose respect for me. Long as you don't show me that lack of respect in my face, we have absolutely no problem. So if they do lack respect for me, they're not stupid enough to do it in my face. If they do it over the internet, that's fine, because, we live in a digital age.
Yeah, let's talk about, all right, so let's talk about your real life, right? Because social media is not your real life.
No, it's not.
And the people who follow you are not your real life. And I'm sure you have people trolling you, as well as you have people worshiping you.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm talking about your real life.
Thank
your
you,
home.
worshipers.
We love our worshipers. We love our haters too.
You have to love your haters. Your haters make you better. I love my haters
too. I love my haters.
Shout out to all my haters.
My haters motivate me all the time.
My haters have sent me to law school, so shout out to my haters. Thank you for being the piece of shits you are. Thank you.
So, like, your family life, how's your family treating you now that they know all of the stuff that you were doing?
Surprisingly, my personal family life is great. They all want to be next to me because they know, they strongly feel that I'm about to come into some money. So the one thing that repairs all damaged family relationships is money. Mm-hmm. Once you find out that cousin you hated 20 years ago won the lottery, you can forgive him. You can forgive him for anything that has happened in the past, and you can let that go because he's about to be financially stable. So family-wise, I would have to say that it's been pretty good, my personal family. They're trying to reconnect with me.
So you got them old cousins, third cousins calling you. Those third cousins calling you, trying to rekindle.
I got an estranged sister.
Estranged sisters? Yeah. Did she come out the woodwork?
She came out the woodwork like, I was worried about you. I saw you in the news. I'm like, damn, my mother died and you wasn't worried about me. But you see me online for being a prostitute for an R&B singer a decade ago and you worried about me? I was like, wow. But, you got to show your haters and the people who you know are using you love regardless. And she was my sister, so I showed her love regardless, even though I know she's scheming.
She's scheming?
Of course she's scheming.
So how about dating? How does the stigma work with dating? Because I know females who are sex workers have a hard time getting men to take them seriously in a relationship.
Of course.
Right? Because a lot of men will fuck a woman.
Yeah.
But they don't want to wife her if they know that she was in that field.
Of course.
Right? So do you think that it's different for a male? Like, do you think that women still want to be they still want to be your woman and be devoted to you and have a real relationship with you, knowing that you have been a sex worker?
I got to be honest, I don't know yet. Because I got some women who are interested in me right now, but it could be because they think I'm about to get a check. So I really don't know yet how this has affected me. I probably won't know until it's all over. So I can't really answer that. It could be. It could be like they could be affected by it, but it's like, yo, this guy is... I am too credible as far as the Cassie situation.
So you feel like it has brought you more play?
Oh, it definitely has brought me more play. Definitely.
Because I feel like if I was in your shoes as a woman, I feel like it wouldn't bring me more play. Or it would bring me more play for men trying to fuck, right? Because men are always trying to fuck. Men will fuck anything, and they don't have to respect you to fuck you, right? But I think that it would diminish my value to the marketplace, to the dating marketplace, where men would crucify me or bash me if something like that was to come out.
I haven't had any women do that to me yet. I've had some women call me a sex worker, but no women that romantically or sexually I'm dating. The only thing that they have said is like, damn, if she paid you for 8 years, you must have been pretty good. Because women ain't going to pay you for 8 years.
I ain't going to hold you. If you wasn't my friend, I would want to take that for a test ride just to see why Cassie was paying you.
I've heard that before, too.
I ain't going to hold you. You know, this is dirty discussion.
I've heard that before. Like, yo, why was she paying you? Why do you think?
Like, I want to know.
And there's plenty of other people that were there. The Punisher, Rico, Flex, Daniel Phillip. There's plenty of other people was there, but they don't have the same amount of history and time that I have. Clearly, there was something different about me than these other guys. I was there for 8 years. I wasn't calling them saying, hey, call me.
Besides penis.
Yeah.
Why do you think you was there for 8 years?
I was only there for penis.
You was only there for
penis? I was only there for penis. And, you know, I was real. I was cool. I knew how to control and keep a secret, of course. But I was there for penis. Because there were a lot of guys who never told. But they didn't keep calling them. They kept calling me. So Correct. I was there for penis. So
they kept calling you think because your penis was that good?
I think because I made her come every time I had sex with her. Every time. And this is not to toot my own horn. This is not to make myself appear to be something I'm not. This is a factual recount of every time I slept with Cassie. She came. Well,
shout out to you to making sure you get the job done.
It really wasn't about that. It was kind of easy because it was easy to make a comment. I wasn't even trying, to be honest with you. She just would be high off these drugs. She felt good. And when you're in the zone, you know, as a woman, you're in the zone, you're comfortable. It's good. It's hitting the right spot. I knew the spot. I had been sleeping with her for years. I knew right where to put it. That less than 20 strokes.
I love when they hit my spots.
And I knew exactly. It would move sometime because, as you know, your spot can shift. So I would just find it. I just knew how to find her spot for years, and it worked for me. It worked until she ended that relationship where she was with, I guess, someone who can satisfy her. Maybe that's her husband. Shout out to Alex Fine. I do that on every podcast because I have nothing against that man. I am happy that he is with that woman. I don't think she should have lied about what she did, but, you know, she can't tell her husband the truth, because how is that going to work, telling your husband that you enjoyed all of this random penis for 8 years?
So do you think as a sex worker at that time that people assume that consent is automatic?
I think so, yeah.
Why?
Because they were being paid for sex. So they assume that because you're being paid for sex, that it's a simple transaction where you're being paid to do this. They don't realize the nuances that come involved in that encounter.
What nuances come involved in an encounter where you're being paid for a service?
Well, it really depends on the mental state of the person who's paying you. If they're a regular person who's just looking for sexual pleasure, it could be a positive experience. But if you're dealing with somebody who's on drugs, who's on emotion-altering drugs, where this is what they're doing for days straight, they're not going to be in the best psychological state to handle you. So now you're dealing with mood swings. You're dealing with possible domestic violence issues between the two people that are together. And this is what happened with me. You got two people up for 4 or 5 days high on hallucinogenic drugs. Eventually they start fighting. Eventually emotions start getting involved. Now I'm here as this male escort that they've called to be allegedly a sexual provider, having to be a domestic violence counselor with two people who are drug addicts. So there were some nuances involved in it, especially with incredibly rich people. Rich people are not simple people.
So you think that being rich changes the dynamic?
Yes. The more money someone has, especially for something like this, usually the bigger of a weirdo and a piece of shit they are going to be.
So because I'm paying you, you're gonna do this, right? Right. So pretty much I'm paying you. You're gonna do whatever the f I say. Did Diddy ever treat you like that?
Yeah. No, actually, I got to be fair. Diddy was cool. Diddy really didn't talk. Cassie treated me like that.
So she treat you. You
Yeah.
felt like she smutted you out and was
I-
just like, yo, I'm paying you, so you're gonna do what I say.
Cassie used to take my clothes when I would get to the place in my phone. And once she had my clothes in my phone, clearly I can't leave. So she would tell me to masturbate. And she would make comments like, listen, you're not going to leave till you're going to get this. You need your clothes, right? She would do little things like that. And it might seem like it's hard to believe because of how she looks. But when you listen to certain recordings, like her threatening that gentleman because she thought the freak off tape got out, she had a whole different side to herself.
She gets gangster.
She gets gangster.
She became gangster.
And she was with an incredibly rich and powerful guy. You gotta, like, if you're dating a guy like that and you think that's your man, his influence becomes your influence. You're gonna use your man's power.
That's freaking right.
That's right. Fuck that. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna call my guy and we're gonna make sure that nobody finds your dumb ass again. She used Diddy's power and influence all the time, especially with me. Diddy was like a protector in there.
So you think she used to flex on you? What? He was a protector
He
for
was a
her or
protector
for
in her.
you?
He was a protector in there. For her, absolutely. And if you ask the other guys, they'll tell you that. Diddy really, his aura in that room was more of a protector for Cassie. He would constantly ask her if she was okay. He would ask her if she wanted anything. He would bring her wine, grapes, all of that shit. The only time Diddy would get mad is when he would catch Cassie doing things with me that she wasn't supposed to be doing. Now, swinger lifestyle, you know how swingers go with men. You have to, the female has to listen to the man, and the man has to listen to the female, and vice versa.
In the swingers
Yes.
lifestyle, just to be clear, in the swingers lifestyle, the women are in control.
Yes.
The swingers lifestyle is all about the women. The women give consent. The women say yes. The women say no to what they want, right? So it's all about the women's power. I find the lifestyle empowering to me because, like you said, the dudes will bring you grapes and they'll bring you the wine and they cater to you.
Yeah.
Because, of course, you're giving them something that they can't get in the regular world, right? You're giving them an experience that they can't get from an average woman. So, of course, they're going to go above and beyond to
keep you doing
cater
it.
to you,
Yeah.
to make you feel good while you're doing it. And I can't lie, because a reason why I have been around the lifestyle so long is because I have a praise kink, and I feel like that bitch when I'm on my way home after my parties.
So you understand. That's exactly why. And imagine,
Right, so you feel like he was treating Cassie like she was that bitch.
so you feel like that in your situation.
It's empowering. It's super empowering.
On a regular
And I'm
level.
not rich.
And you're not rich. Imagine a man having you in a $5,000, $10,000 a night penthouse suite on the 50th floor of a hotel in New York or in Miami or in LA. You have thousands of dollars around you, guys with a big dick, with an amazing body, and all you have to do is come all day while this guy is making sure this guy is paid.
I
and
mean,
you're
that
fed.
sounds like a win to me.
She was in a win situation. Like she was in no way in these. He never.
Besides the fact that he was putting his hands on her and beating her ass, and that's why she sued him, and she was probably angry and holding on to resentment. This is the only way she could get him back.
But he was beating her ass because of things that were going on in the free. Not because he was making her have sex, because she was having unconsensual contact with the men.
So she was violating his consent in the encounters,
Yes.
and that's why you feel allegedly that he would put his hands on her.
I was there. I don't feel anyway. Every time he put his hands on her, it would be because she did something he felt to emasculate him.
To emasculate him. So you feel like she demasculated him.
Well, the term is emasculate.
Emasculate.
And I know she did. I can recall times where I would have sex with her and she would orgasm and squirt. And you know that feeling as a woman after you orgasm.
Oh
and
my
squirt?
God, I love
And it's a
that
good,
feeling
deep
after I squirt.
orgasm.
Oh my God, be like,
You're like laying there. You might be playing with yourself, still
Oh my
rubbing your
God,
vagina because it's
yes. Keep
tingling.
talking to me.
And this is what she's doing in the bed. So I just stamped that. I just stamped that box out.
Oh my bad. You stamped the
I
box out?
stamped it. So I'm in the corner and I'm like leaning against the wall, looking at Diddy like, "What's up? What you gonna do?" But I was
So
kind
you
of,
was
but I
like
was
challenging
like,
him, like, yo, you next? Like, what you gonna do?
Because I used to do that to him. I used to fuck with him. Like I go lean on the wall, like, "What's up?" Because Diddy's incredibly competitive. That's his nature. Like he
course.
wants to compete to show me that he can fuck his woman better than me. I know he can't because I'm twice, 3 times his size.
So in your encounters, not relationship, but they were encounters, right? In your encounters with Diddy and Cassie, you feel like she was more of the aggressor than him
Sexually?
sexually.
Yes, I
We
only
not
had-
talking about physical,
Yes.
in physical, but sexually.
Yes, I only had encounters with her. I've had encounters where she took my clothes off, like ripped them off. I've
Ew.
had encounters where I walked into the suite and she drops to her knees and starts giving me head, and he's in the room. He doesn't even know that he's on the phone. He doesn't even know what's going on. She's like giving me head for a couple of seconds, then she gets up and goes in the room to him. She was definitely sexually aggressive, definitely.
You making me make a phone call.
Sure.
So, we're gonna move on to the Ask Izzy section. So, we're gonna move on to the Ask Izzy segment. Okay, and in this segment, people get to ask me questions. I didn't get to collect very many questions about this specific topic because I kind of didn't tell anybody that this is what I was doing. For many reasons, but mostly because I just wanted to surprise them.
Oh, okay. Surprise.
Surprise, bitches! Okay, so I got Sugar D on the I got Sugar D on the set.
I used to hate when she called me that shit too. I used to hate when she called me that. Like,
Did you feel emasculated when emasculated? I learned a new word. Did you feel emasculated when she would call you Sugar Dick?
I would feel emasculated in the encounters.
In the encounter. So explain how you felt emasculated in the encounter. So she made you feel emasculated as well as Diddy? She was in full control.
She would make me feel, I wouldn't even say emasculated. Well, yeah, I can say emasculated because she would make me feel inferior to them. She would make me feel like I was not a man in the situation by the fact that I was subjected to their orders and control. Like it was like, hey, jerk off right now. She really objectified me, believe it or not. I know she claims that she was objectified by men in these free calls, but that's impossible if you're directing me to do all of this stuff and I'm not given any direction. Remember, I had no autonomy in these meetings. I was told what to do, when to do it, and how to do it, which was, yo, stand there, jerk off. Okay, move closer to her. Come here, let me suck you off. Okay, no problem. Okay, put it in. Okay, leave it in. Carry me around the room. Have sex with me on the counter. Have sex with me on the patio.
So she gave you specific instructions all the time.
Have sex with me. You know what? Spoon me. Hit it from the back. But after a while, from hitting it from the back, she would come too quick. So Diddy stopped letting me hit it from the back. I had to only have sex with her in missionary. And it was even worse that way because she comes even faster in missionary. It was never... The first 2 years were good. I want to say the next 7 years were not.
So someone asked me to ask you about Diddy being with men.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
Right? Everybody wants to know, did he do it? Everybody want to know, did he do it? So what's your response? I know, but go ahead. You can tell the people.
I only had one situation with Diddy where he did something homosexual towards me. But as far as seeing him with a man, as far as me being with him...
So what was that like? Because one homosexual incident is a homosexual incident.
Regardless.
And it make you homosexual for the rest of your life.
Well, no, it wasn't...
Right? If I ate pussy one time...
No, I didn't have any...
That's it.
Pause. I didn't have
gay.
any sexual contact with him. Let's be quite clear on that. He made an advance towards me. I noticed that advance. I said, nigga, what is you doing?
What was his advance like?
I think he was high because his pupils was dilated. He kept tweaking. And he said, do you like men? And I said, hell no. How could I like men in the way I've been piping out your chick? Like, are you out of your mind? So, I got offended. I cursed him out. Cassie came out like, oh my God, what's going on? I'm like, yo, this fucking idiot just asked me, do I like men as much as I have sex with you? So I started.
So he did ask you if you
like
men.
Yeah, he did. He directly asked me, do I like men? And I was shocked because I had shown no sign of the shit.
So while there were no homosexual activities in the freak offs.
Yes.
right? In the freak offs that you
Right.
experienced.
And from what I hear that everybody experienced, because no male escort that has testified has said that they had anything sexually to do with Diddy. So let's be clear on that. Not one of them.
No, I have personally sat and listened to many of the men's podcasts. There was actually a white gentleman who has a podcast. I
Sean.
listened to him too.
Sean.
Very handsome white guy. Very nice talk. He spoke very well. And he says a lot of things that you say, like she was so beautiful and how could you, he
She
was
the bait.
entranced.
She was the bait.
He was entranced by this woman. And so I had the privilege, not the privilege, but I took the time to listen to all of you guys' podcasts. I've listened to Punisher. I've listened to Daniel. I listened to you.
Shout out to Punisher. Punisher is like the Diddy escort mascot. He's the publicly acceptable face for the Diddy escort.
Shout out to Punisher. We love Punisher. Right. So I've listened to your stories. And so every single guy that I listened to said that they did not have an encounter with Diddy. All Diddy did was watch. Every single interview that I watched, I can attest to that from the interviews.
Yes.
Right? But you're saying that he did ask you.
He did ask me. He did. He asked me, and then when I answered, because I hate to use the term, but I can be somewhat urban. I could be hood. I try to polish myself, but you can't get away from where you come from. So when he did it, I became hood on him. No, you fucking stupid. This nigga's a weirdo. So I went in on him. At this time...
So you thought he was a weirdo when he said that?
Oh, 100% I thought he... And I had like 5 years in with him by then, so I was quite comfortable with them speaking my mind. So I was like, yeah, he's a fucking weirdo. Like, what's wrong with him, Cass? Because I used to call her Cass. Cassandra, I like that name. Cassandra, she who entangles men. I'm a Greek mythology historian. I love that. So I knew what her name meant. We had great conversations.
Oh my God, that's what her name means?
It means...
And she lived it.
Yeah, literally, she does. It means she
embodied it.
She who outshines men. That's what the name Cassandra means. Literally. That's what the translation means. And clearly she outshines men because she outshined Diddy, and she damn sure right now appears to be more than a victim than me, even though she was exposed to be a liar during the federal trial. Whatever.
So you feel you were more of a victim than she was?
I know I was. Because she consented to the sexual encounters and she knew the full scope of the activities she was doing. I didn't know. I would have never slept with Cassie if I knew she was sleeping with men. I don't care how much she would have paid me. I would have never had unprotected sex with this woman for 5 years if I thought she was sleeping with 36 men. Absolutely not. I had a girlfriend. I loved my girlfriend. I had a committed relationship where I lived with my girlfriend. The only reason I was sleeping with Cassie is because she was paying my damn mortgage and she was paying me a lot. I'm not stupid.
So if Cassie would have called you to fuck for free, would you have went?
No, never.
No.
I didn't even like the sex act. I told you the first 2 years were good. After the first 2 years, I got used to it. It got good for a while once we took the condom off after Daniel Phillip. I'll be honest. Once we took the condom off with Daniel Phillip and the ecstasy and the Molly started, the sex got crazy. It got crazy for maybe a year and a half, and it stayed. I kept the same intensity because of the drug. The problem is my penis got used to the vagina again because I had been sleeping with her raw at this point. So now I'm not coming anymore because now I'm used to it. And she's coming so quick.
So what about men that are married and they fuck the same vagina all the time? They stop coming?
They stop cheating on. Why do you think they start cheating on their wives and going other places? Think about it. Why do you think married men step out after a while? They get used to the same intercavitary, I want to say, crevice of vagina. So it doesn't make them come the way it used to in the beginning. So what do? We go find a younger, unfamiliar vagina. So the new, I want to say, inner crevices of the vagina is different. And we come different. It's a more intense orgasm. And as beautiful as Cassie is, she's still a regular woman, sleeping with dozens of men. These men are definitely reshaping that pussy every time they go in there. Because I'm not small, and I know I was doing it. So imagine all of these other men constantly sleeping with her. She's getting looser. Clearly, somebody who's large like me, after a while, I'm going to be like, yo, this shit is whack. Like, what's going on? And that's what happened to me.
So.
But now, no disrespect to her, because I'm pretty sure, like, I can't say anything bad about her. And I got to give her credit. It could have been the baby oil, too. Because baby oil clearly is going to make vagina looser. So I'm having unprotected sex with her. I'm getting used to having unprotected sex with her. Now we're using baby oil. It's kind of nullifying the effect of the pussy. So I never would come in it. But she's coming
But
for the
I
big.
heard that taking ecstasy also makes it really hard to have an orgasm for men.
I'm gonna be honest, it was never hard for me. I could come back to back on ecstasy. Like I've had sex on
You
ecstasy.
really? Let's try
Yeah,
it. No, let me kidding.
we should have did that off camera. Um,
I'm kidding.
Diddy and Cassie messed me up for a while. I'm gonna be honest. Like I used for years after that, I couldn't have like really, really intense sexual encounters
So,
without
do
being
you
high.
feel that those encounters that you had with Cassie were so scripted and so? Do you think that those encounters kind of impacted your normal sex life?
First, I don't say the encounters with Cassie were more routine. They weren't scripted. It just was the routine of the soft foreplay with the visual watching, then the fellatio, then the intercourse. That was the routine. But every encounter, truthfully, was different because they were in different places. I think that the monotony of it, constantly doing it, the drugs, the way it was being done, that's what normalized it to the point where it became no longer enjoyable. And then once it's enjoyable, you start to notice all the bad things going on around you, like the abuse, verbal and physical. Just the fact that, like, what are these two people doing? They have so much money. This guy's in the fucking corner jerking off, and this girl is just sitting here. Like, it was
That's crazy, right?
Yeah.
Because these are, Diddy's like a billionaire,
Billionaire,
right?
yeah.
Diddy's like a billionaire,
Billionaire.
right? And he's sitting in the corner beating his meat while somebody else is banging his girl.
And he's a cool nigga. Like, I gotta be honest, I can't shit on Diddy. People think that I've turned and I've changed. I still know Diddy's guilty, but I know he got maliciously prosecuted. And as somebody who that's happened to, this is why I say free Diddy. Not because he's innocent.
Okay, so you said guilty and you also said maliciously prosecuted.
Yes.
That's like a oxymoron.
No, it's not.
Explain.
Because somebody can be guilty and be maliciously prosecuted if a prosecutor fabricates the story behind that guilt.
So I'm guilty and I was doing what I was doing, but you didn't have no problem with it until I didn't give you what you want, and now you prosecuted me for it.
No, that's not
Is that what
how
you're
I
saying?
mean. No.
Explain.
What I mean is like this. Let's say you're selling drugs with your boyfriend, your ex-boyfriend, and you're selling drugs with
I
him.
did.
You're a partner with
And
him.
I did.
Now they know that he's a huge drug dealer and they want to take him down, but they need you to take him down. So
And
what,
I won't. Nah.
what they do is they offer you a deal. Listen, you can go to jail for 30 years or you can testify against him and say he made you do it. And then what we'll do is we'll make you a victim and we'll prosecute him. That's what I know happened to Diddy. So Diddy did set up this multi-state, 10-year RICO conspiracy. They did fly male escorts in from different states to have sex with Cassie for commercial sex. That is a felony. The problem is that Cassie was a co-conspirator. So when they turned Cassie into a victim, it eliminated the co-conspirator who was actually setting up these crimes. This is why I feel that Diddy should be let go, because he was guilty. He did do this. But if the government lied to people to make them think Cassie was a victim, even though she was actually the person who was setting this up, he was maliciously prosecuted. They fabricated the narrative to put him in jail, and he should be let go.
Free Diddy!
Free Diddy. And this is
Hashtag free Diddy.
This is why I say free Diddy. And I'm going to keep saying it, because he should be let go.
Do you think that being defined as a sex worker, identified as a sex worker, defines your worth?
No, absolutely not. Because I'm not a sex worker anymore, and I haven't been a sex worker in 15 years.
Even if you was.
Even if I was, which I'm not, I have to keep saying that, it wouldn't define me as a person. People do things for whatever reason they have to do. If someone is still doing sex work as a man from back then, it's because that's the only thing that they can do, that they feel comfortable doing, that they can continue to do. So I don't judge.
They like doing it.
They could like doing it too, because I'm gonna be honest. When I was involved, I meet women all the time. You're constantly getting new vagina. As a man, it works for you if you're being paid to constantly keep sleeping with women. And new vagina is always good vagina. That's a fact. Any man is going to tell you that new vagina is always good vagina.
Just because there's different crevices.
Just because it's different. So it's always going to be good. Now, maybe the second or third time, it's not going to be good.
All right. So, in closing, we want to say that we want to remind people and shout out to all my friends, because I have friends in different walks of life. And I have friends that are sex workers. I have friends that are ex-sex workers. I have friends that are current sex workers. I have friends that have been drug dealers or been labeled as criminals and all that stuff. And I have friends that are very professional and politicians and educators and doctors and lawyers. I have friends in every walk of life, right? And I learned to find the value in everyone. And I know for my experience that one thing does not define the person as a whole,
It does not.
right? So, as a male in the sex work industry at that time, right? Do you think that there's a difference in your life as opposed to a female sex worker?
I do.
What would you think would be the differences?
I can. I know for I was treated differently than female sex workers. One, I made more.
You made more money than
Yeah,
female
I made
sex
more.
workers.
I make in one call what the female sex workers used to make in 10 or 20.
I heard that, and that's because women can continue to have sex as opposed to men. They got that limited space and time because once a man come, then it's like it take a minute before he could go again. Women, you could kind of spit on it and get it kick started again.
No, not if you want to seriously be paid as a male sex worker, you have to be able to keep it hard immediately after you orgasm, and I was able to do that. Like I could come and keep and stay hard, and it happened many times. This is why Cassie kept paying me for so long, because I would come and I would still be hard, like immediately ready to go again. So I don't believe that that's the actual case. I just think that some people, like, it's different. It's different for everybody.
All right. So, in closing, right, because we have other things to talk about, and Clayton will be back again for the next episode. So stay tuned for episode 6, and Clayton will be back. But just in closing, I want to remind people that hold on. What do I want to remind people? Don't be afraid to have dirty discussions. But with that said, real quick, I just want to let you guys know about my Slutty Slumber Party that's happening November 7th through 9th.
Oh, I saw the advertisement.
You saw my advertisement for my Slutty Slumber Party?
I gotta think about it. That life is so behind me. I'm like, damn, do you want to go to a swinger party in the Poconos?
Well, this one is only for women.
Oh, I can't go. Okay.
So you cannot go.
That's easier.
Unless you're coming to service my women.
I'm not.
And I'm not talking about with your penis, okay? Maybe. Some women might want your penis after you've been talking about sugar dick and keeping it hard and all that good stuff and going on and on and on. I mean, ladies, let me know if you want me to bring Clay to our party.
I won't come.
But no, the party's not about male sex, having sex with males. It's not about that. What the party is about, it's about feeling empowered in your own sexuality as a woman. Right? It's about dropping the stigma behind sex. So I have this beautiful house in the Poconos in Pennsylvania, and you come in. We're gonna have a photographer, so the women get to have a sexy photo shoot, right? And embrace your sexuality. We're actually gonna print photos this time, so you can take the photo home with you, which is exciting. And have a memory of the experience, which is dope, right? I invited Sir Lises, who is a dom who has been traveling the whole nation, servicing women, and so Sir Lises will be there to do a BDSM to give the women a BDSM experience, which is exciting.
Okay.
I personally love me some Sir Lises, and I love his experience. I love to experience
It sounds like you experienced it before.
I love him. So he's also bringing his protege, Sir RL, who's going to come and do fire massages for the ladies.
Okay.
I have this girl called, I forgot what she's called. Well, I have a pole dance instructor coming. She's going to do a pole dancing class. Okay. I have a sexy chef who's going to come. She's going to cook the food and she's going to serve you real nice and sexy.
Okay.
And then we're going to go snow tubing because we're going to be in the Poconos. So we get to have some fun and get our snow bunny on and get your sexy snowsuit on. And just have really good conversations with other like-minded women who want the same thing that you want. We all want freedom. We all want to be able to express ourselves sexually. We want to be able to not be afraid to try new things that we may have never tried before. So I'll be there to walk you through a lot of those things and to help encourage a lot of these conversations. And I'm with all of the shenanigans and all of the shits.
Like a sexy guide.
I am your sexy fairy godmother. I'm your slutty godmother. I'm your slut mother.
Wow.
So I'm excited about that. Guys, if you want to donate to my podcast, because it costs money to put this together, you can donate to my Cash App, $ Doc Izzy. Okay.
And donate, please donate. It does cost money to run a
It
podcast.
does cost money to do this. I take time to do this. I find guests to come and take their time to do this. So if you find it in your heart and you find my content valuable, please hit that Cash App. With that said, I'm going to remind you again, do not be afraid to have dirty discussions. Cut!